All right. Welcome back, everybody, to a Bear Down Breakdown Season 3, Episode 9 already. One more away from double digits. I am your host, Gustavo Ariaga, joined by
Ronan Clark.
Ronan Clark. How you feeling, buddy? Episode
Good.
9.
Good, yeah.
Feeling ecstatic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Enjoying today's nice weather?
Oh yeah.
You
Real
gotta be able to
nice.
enjoy
Walked
it.
everywhere. And we're also joined by Fatima too. Introduce
Yes.
yourself,
Hi,
please.
Yes, go
my
ahead.
name is Fatima, and this is my first time on this show. If you've tuned in,
No,
Yeah,
it's
if
not.
you tuned in,
It's not.
depends.
well, that's what you
Well,
need to emphasize
if it tuned in, yeah. I mean, she doesn't show up on Fridays, so that makes sense.
on
The
That's
best
true.
times.
Thursday. But I do it
Uh,
pretty early in the morning.
yeah, showing up at 11 in the morning. Unbelievable. I guess, Ronan, before we start, it's just kind of a laid back show. You want to talk about what they did to you for the
Oh.
military, buddy?
Oh, do
Yeah.
I have to talk about
Dude,
this?
this is our show. We talk about whatever we want
Oh,
before we go around.
okay, so the thing with YouTube is if we want to actually get seen, we have to kind of wait to talk about the weird stuff and swearing for I think like the
Fair
first
enough.
5 minutes. So we'll
Oh,
refrain
God.
from that for a little bit.
Is it
But
heavy?
what do you mean
Yes.
I'm asking
heavy?
because I haven't heard about it.
Oh,
It's crazy.
so basically, I'm
Go
kind of
ahead, bro.
I'm in the process of joining this Marine officer program for the Marine Corps,
Yeah, there you go.
where I get to go out and be a pilot, either like fly a fighter jet or their Ospreys, which are the dual rotor kind of helicopter things, or one of those planes. And so to join the military, one thing that you have to do is go to this thing called MEPS. It's like the entrance thing. It's basically just
The
like an
exam.
initial screening. A lot of the people who are enlisted, which I'm not enlisted technically because I'm still in college. A lot of the enlisted people have already taken the ASVAB, which is basically like the SAT, ACT that determines your job in the military. So I still have yet to take that. But pretty much like MEPS is like the second step, so I kind of jumped that. But it's basically the medical evaluation for everything. So you get like your eyes checked, your blood drawn, you get like a piss test, you
Yep.
and and what else? Hearing check, everything. And I guess what
Oh, very
Gustavo
okay.
wants me to mention
Yeah,
is
the
that one
disability
of the
check.
tests is that they have to check in your butt for like hemorrhoids and like sores and stuff. Yeah, they had to look in my butt. Does that make you happy to hear, Gustavo?
I love that so much, bro. I wish
You
I was
know,
that
when
doctor.
World War III kicks off and you get drafted, I'm gonna call one of my buddies who works at MEPS, and I'm gonna be like, if you see some guy named Gustavo Riga come through and you have to check his butt, I want you to put your fist halfway up there, okay? And then like
Oh
halfway up there, because he is the most annoying person making me
my
mention
god.
this on a
Oh my
podcast.
god.
I
Oh,
think
Jackass.
I don't know. I feel like I could have been better off
you
without that
asked you asked
information.
for it. You literally
I
asked for
asked
it.
if it was heavy. Like I literally
We
asked,
said
like.
yes.
Also, you're so mature laughing at that. Like, this is serious stuff like that people need to do. They need to check this stuff.
We
This doesn't
know.
just exist for no reason, and you're over here laughing.
I
You're
thought it
Yeah,
was
why are
pretty
you
laughing.
funny.
laughing? Do you
I'm
think my
laughing.
butt is funny? Do you think
Yes.
my butthole is funny, Gustavo?
I
This
think
is
it's
Bear Down
funny.
Breakdown, and we're talking about this bullshit. Can we
I'm
just
Dude,
get...
I'm disassociating throughout this whole entire conversation. I
we'll
hope
get
you
back
guys
to it in a
move on.
minute. I
Are
just
you
think
We
it's
really
remembering...
funny.
don't. We
Are,
know.
are you remembering going to the Michael Jackson halftime show? Is that what you're
Yeah.
Yeah, but
disassociating
like
to?
nothing of this happened of the sort. I don't know if it's different at these new halftime shows, but when I went, we didn't have to do any of that.
Okay, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Regardless, this is because only this shit happens to you, Ronan. Only you
It
engage
happens
in
to
these activities.
everybody who joins the military, Gustavo.
You're the
They have
only
to
guy I know
check
that does
if you have
this.
hemorrhoids.
What do they do to you
Like,
if you do have hemorrhoids?
you get rolled and you don't get to go.
Damn, what's so bad about hemorrhoids?
It's hemorrhoids. I don't have to go into what makes hemorrhoids bad.
I hope you get hemorrhoids soon. They
I
can bring
really
you
Mm-mm.
don't.
back.
I really
I
don't think you guys should be having this discussion.
I think it's a good discussion to have, you know what I mean? Because somebody we wish it
Well,
upon is
this isn't hemorrhoid awareness
This
program. This is
isn't
bear down
hemorrhoid
breakdown.
down, butt down, Gustavo. This is bear down, breakdown.
I'll
Need to
behave. I'll
lock in
behave. We'll start off with the
Arizona.
regular NFL roundup. Around the news, the
Mhm.
Dolphins are having an absolute fire sale. I mean, they let Bears legend James Daniels go. Bears second round pick, I believe, if I'm not wrong. He
I
is
thought it was a
gone.
fifth.
No, he's a
Who was
second rounder.
that?
He was
Who was the
somebody else.
guy that went to the Commanders?
Wrong
Uh,
guy. Wrong guy. That's
it's
Charles
not James
Leno.
Dan. Leno. Leno.
Yes,
That's who.
Charles Leno was our seventh round guy.
Seventh rounder, yeah.
James Daniels was a high second in the same draft class as Anthony Miller, if you remember him. And yeah, I know, real pull. And
No,
but
that's not too much of a pull.
well, for the casuals, I guess so. But he he basically got cut, which I'm shocked because they just signed him. Tyreek Hill's gone. They let a lot of guys go, man. And I'm shocked that they were willing to let that many people go. But I mean, that's what happens to get a new regime in, like Jeff Halfley.
That is true. They're cleaning house. Like Tyreek's
Yeah.
gone.
Tua's
Like
probably gone
Tua's
soon.
probably gone. Like do you even think that they keep Waddle around?
That's a difficult one
Hmm.
because, like, do they really need him? They need a rebuild from bottom to top, just full
Mhm.
implode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where do they even pick in the draft?
God, I couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure they picked like 15
Oof.
because they won enough
Oof.
games at the end of the season, but not lost enough to like pick highly.
It might be Diego Pavia season for them.
Okay, probably
Oh,
not good. Don't even want
going from Tua to Diego Pavia is crazy work.
say going from garbage to trash.
Or maybe they
That
should get
much a
Justin
difference.
Fields. Ooh.
Okay, keep them in the division.
But
Just let
like
Quinn Ewers
who could
start.
they get? Yeah, like let Ewers start tank. Like who's gonna be the bona fide number one next year? Do we even
Oh
know?
boy.
Like is it gonna be a
Uh,
quarterback?
oof. It might be
Probably
Arch
gonna be
Manning if he
Jeremiah Smith.
declares.
It could be Manning or it could be Jeremiah Smith.
It really depends on what they do because who could they really target though? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I would say keep Ewers, start him, and then target like Jeremiah Smith and pretty much just like revamp that core. And then I don't know.
It's a weird situation to be in because it's like now you have Tyreek. They also released Nick Westbrook Akine, their literal wide receiver three, who they signed to a decent deal. So they just cut their entire receiving core. So realistically, what is the next move for them? Is it getting rid of Waddle? Is it completely starting? They also have, Darren Waller for some odd reason still on that team. Don't really know why. I just think they need to restart it, including trading A-Chain.
Darren
He could
Waller
definitely go
wasn't even
too.
that bad. He had like a two touchdown
No,
game.
yeah, he was solid. He had like
He's
six
my
touchdowns
favorite
this season.
rapper.
Favorite rapper's crazy. Well, Fatima, what do you think they should do now with Waddle? Because they're kind of cleaning house. They know that they're not anywhere near competing anymore.
I don't know, it's tough. I don't know if they like straight up want to get rid of all their good players, like in the sense of like Waddle, but if they want to like rebuild from the bottom to the top, like I would say yeah, cut him. But like they really are getting rid of everybody, and I feel like I don't know if they're building towards like a rebuild, like the Raiders clearly are, or like what they're even
Mhm.
planning to do at this point. Do they just plan to like tank it all the way like this season, next or like next season, and then continuing after that, or?
Yeah,
I could
they're.
easily see them being the worst team in the league for at least
Oh
two
yeah,
years.
yeah,
Like, but I honestly think that they are in such a fucked position
Hmm.
that they almost have to keep Tua. Like,
yeah. They're
you
paying
keep
too much
Tua,
money.
yeah, they're paying him
Hmm.
too much money, and he sucks. But it's also like he can get good, like good.
Get good.
I think they could easily assemble a Justin Fields 2021 2022 receiving core and just like kill that poor man.
I feel like you want Justin Fields to go everywhere.
I
Anytime
love
that
him.
you every
I
time that
love
you
him.
see a team needs a quarterback, you're like, they should get Justin Fields.
Yeah, even though he
Who's
never
that?
works out,
He's not even like bad. It's just like,
because he just has
wasted
not
talent.
developed.
Tua
Mhm.
sucks. But
Yeah,
like we saw Justin Fields was like an MVP talks at one point. I don't
Yeah, you know he had an MVP vote with the Bears. He had
But
a
like
one singular vote.
when he was with the Steelers, he was good. Like he was
Yeah, he's
legitimately
solid.
good. And I really don't I don't think he would work with the Dolphins though, unfortunately. I think a defensive minded coach is exactly what got him screwed the last time.
Hmm.
Like maybe bring him to Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, have him compete with JJ McCarthy. I think that could be, maybe. I could even see Tyreek Hill going to Minnesota if we're on the topic of Minnesota. He's spoken about wanting to go to Minnesota.
He has
I
said
think back in
that.
2022, but realistically, he's going to the Chiefs. Like, come on.
We
He
know where
wants,
he's going.
but then too, Kelsey's probably like, I don't know. If Tua, not Tua, shit. If Tyreek returns to the Chiefs, I could see Kelsey signing like a 1 or 2 year deal, staying there. He'll bask in all the attention of Taylor Swift and the Chiefs, and then they'll probably go to the playoffs and get knocked out. I could see that happening. Or Tua goes to Baltimore and it's just like the retirement home, and that would be pretty good. Like I think Baltimore would love to have Tyreek Hill. I think
Mm.
that like or even the Bills, like Tua. No,
Those would
I
be an
keep saying
interesting one.
Tua,
Hmm. Yeah, you
Tyreek,
keep saying Tua. When you said
Tyreek
Tua,
to
yeah, when you said Tua to Baltimore, I'm like, a second QB?
no
Like,
Come on, what's wrong with you,
Tyreek
buddy?
to Baltimore or to the Bills. I could see that happening. I wouldn't mind that happening. Push Josh Allen over the edge, or
Yep.
even to like New England. That would make sense if they
hmm.
don't want to go after George Pickens. Like a lot of stuff can happen. I feel like Tyreek could land on any team.
Yeah, I mean, he's still relatively young. He's only 31. His skill set's pretty good. He's still fast. The problem with him is he's coming off a major injury. I'm talking about like he tore his ACL, his MCL, his LCL. He just completely shattered his entire right leg.
Yeah.
And there's a chance this guy might not play at all this year. So you could sign him. You just like should not expect for him to come here. But
It
if the
could be
Bills
like a
know,
DeAndre Hopkins kind of signing where, they're like,
that's
we
fair.
hope we can get whatever's left out of him out, but it's probably not going to happen.
Nope.
But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting sequence. I just think the Ravens they just need to stop cheaping out. They cheaped out with an old OBJ. They cheaped out with an old DeAndre Hopkins. They're probably gonna cheap out again with an old battered down Tyreek Hill. Maybe he still has a little bit of something, but you don't know.
I think Tyreek has some left. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you need to stop cheaping out if you're the Ravens. I think you need to just suck it up and trade for AJ Brown. Just stop settling for buns. Go get AJ Brown and just pair him with Bateman and Flowers. As simple as that. Because I just don't like what they had with Tyreek Hill. I just don't think it'd work out.
Who would they trade?
Who would they
Just
trade?
picks?
Probably they honestly, if they want a receiver, I could low key see them just shipping out Bateman in like a second and fifth.
Why would they give up Bateman? I would say just a second and a fifth. I mean,
Bateman's on a pretty decent contract. They have to get rid of him to match it.
AJ Brown is, he's not, having his best year. I think his value is lower than what he was traded for from Tennessee.
Yeah.
I, you know,
I just think that would be the best idea. But on the topic of trades, what did you see
good
this
segue.
morning on ESPN? Fatima, I know you
Yeah.
brought this up.
Who wants to take this one?
I'll
Yeah,
take it.
Fatima, we'll let you bring it
Okay,
up.
so Bill Barnwell from ESPN posted an article this morning discussing NFL offseason trade proposals. One of those proposals was a Bears Raiders trade in which the Bears would get Maxx Crosby and a 2027 fifth round pick, while the Raiders would get DJ Moore and a 2026 first round pick. So, okay, in my opinion, I would do this trade without a doubt in my mind. I think would benefit both teams. For the Raiders are slowly laying the bricks to create a strong foundation. They're getting a young quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. You know, he's accurate, a rhythm passer, and more of a distributor than a superhero. And I mean that quarterback wise because I think he's a Clark Kent in his own right. Their goal wouldn't be to carry the team with the defense anymore. It would be to reboot the offense around him. And what does a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza need? He needs a true wide receiver one. easy completions, yards after a catch, and a go-to guy. And that's literally what DJ Moore is. So DJ Moore works as a security blanket. He, screens, lands, quick outs, and Mendoza and the Raiders, Mendoza won't be throwing the ball to wide receiver threes. And I mean, I don't know. If I were to put myself in the Raiders' shoes, I understand that elite rushers help you win games. But a wide receiver one helps your quarterback grow into a guy that can give you a winning season. And the extra first round pick buys them flexibility while Mendoza develops, whether it's the O line, offensive weapons, or strengthening the defense with Crosby's departure. I can get into how this benefits the Bears, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead on this before I pass it on to Ronan. I mean, you hit on all the massive key points. I just think for the Bears, it makes too much sense for them. Yes, we love DJ. He brought a lot of good moments, but like we have way too many weapons. You know what I mean? And we just cannot simply afford to pay DJ what he's getting paid, especially if we have younger guys on cheaper deals. Rome, Luther, Jade Walker, Loveland. The weapons are clearly there, and then the Raiders need that help. They don't have to worry about just throwing it to Bowers every down. They give it to Moore. They give it to Bowers. I like the young guys they have on that team. Trey Tucker is pretty solid. They have another young guy, a speed for Dante Thornton. They have some options there. And of course, Genty's there. And with that 25 overall pick, they could get a replacement, experimental guy out of Florida on the other side of Ruben Bay, and Akeem Mesidor. He's good, but experimental. However, the Raiders have time to experiment, whereas the Bears do not. And I just think it makes too much sense for the Bears to, make this deal, but it also makes sense for the Raiders. Of course, the Bears will get the better end of the stick because we benefit instantly, but long term, the Raiders do get a good bit from this. But what do you think, Ronan?
I mean, just trade wise, I'd make that deal instantly.
Yeah, I would have.
I don't know if the Raiders would. I think that they might get better trade packages, but if we propose that trade and they say sure, I'd say send it to the office right away. Like don't give them time to think. Don't give them time to be like phoning other calls. Like just do it. But I feel like we'd have to include more in there. I feel like it would be a first and a second
Mm.
and DJ Moore or a first and a third, like just something to sweeten it. I really don't think that it just doesn't feel like enough. It feels like, we traded more for Khalil Mack and, frankly, he was good. Like, how old was Mack when we traded for him?
In
Like
27.
27. So
Yeah.
like Crosby is about the same age and Crosby has been consistent for years. So like, you know, I I don't know. I would take that deal in a heartbeat, but I feel like we got to sweeten it a little bit more to really
Yeah.
entice them.
I mean, it would have to cost more. Why wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been their corner piece for how long? But I
How
did want to
long?
pass that to you, Fatima. What would you do? Or what would you be willing to offer?
I mean, here's the thing for DJ, like, even though he's one of Caleb's best receivers, I think because the move is basically like offense talent for a defense talent, that can change your game. Like the defense can really change your game. And right now, I think it's really important to get Crosby. And I do think that we should offer more for him, but I'm trying to think like how, like what else we can add into it because like you said the deal seems simple but like simple for us and it kind of feels like I'm not going to say we're robbing them but in a way it could feel like that if we were to go through with it but I just think that the Bears should emphasize on getting an elite edge rusher because right now the Bears they can move the ball but they still lose games because they can't get that last stop. They don't have the guy that other teams offenses fear on third down. And that's what Maxx Crosby is. Having him in your defense, Caleb doesn't have to drop 30 every week just to win. The current
Mhm.
Bears have to, the current Bears, like they have to outscore teams, but with Crosby, the Bears can't protect the lead. So I feel like if they really want to go all in on getting him, I feel like they should add something else. But I mean, is there a player we can include, like more picks?
I was just about to
Ronan.
say, possibly Tyreek Stevenson.
Mm.
Mm,
Nation, tag and trade.
Yeah, I feel like the
yeah.
Raiders are stupid enough.
I think they would take
I
I
Nation.
th
think they would take Nation.
I think yeah, but like, what would that be worth in picks? Is my question to them. Would that be
Oh,
like a third rounder?
You know what? What if we just tag him and trade him more and a first?
I feel like they would want to. I feel like
They'd
they'd be
probably
like, why don't
package all of them
Do you think they'd
together.
want more,
well
like
him
more
more in a
picks?
first? I'd be like, I can do that.
I just think it's such a different situation. I think it has to be a first no matter what. I think we can agree on
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
first. It has to be. It's
Yeah,
Maxx Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're gonna get a first from him. And then on top of that, we see what edge rushers usually go for. Even if the Packers didn't trade much for like Parsons, a first still went. So
Hmm.
first round picks gonna get shipped out no matter what. But what
That's
could
just my
be
concern.
something else? A first is 100% going, and they're not gonna take a next year's first because they don't want to bank on a really better team than 25 already. So what really can you offer?
I feel like that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Can't
it's
offer
so
any of the
so
running
confusing.
backs. Komet, no, they have Bowers and
Don't really need them. Can't really offer
eh,
them any O line.
I don't think there's
no.
more to offer, like for the Bears.
Can't really give them Brisker either. He's not on
No.
contract. Can't I mean maybe if we want to give him one of the linebackers we have, like Tremaine, but they would have to pick up his contract.
Yeah, what they wanted.
And they probably won't. They do have 88 mil to spare. It's just who do they want? And that we can offer them.
I'll run a few trades through Madden.
Okay, we'll let you take care of
Okay.
that. I guess
The
on the
Madden
topic of that
GM.
too, what we have down here as well as the Nation Wright deal before we kind of, ship it off. What do we really think of him? What I saw, he's commanding 16 and a half a year.
Yeah, no.
Big no
No.
for you.
No, for a guy that we signed for 1 million and he has
Yeah.
one good year, like,
We
no.
revived him.
Yeah, that was because of us. He's gonna go anywhere else, and he's gonna be
With
like
Noah
Trayvon
Harris.
Booty Diggs, who
Gotta
just
remember with
stinks it
Noah
up.
Harris either. I guess
One good year.
what would his future look like then, Fatima, if he's not willing, or the Bears are not willing to pay that price tag?
Yeah. Okay. I feel like Nashawn Wright, he's not terrible, but offenses definitely know who to test. And with Nashawn Wright, like he gave you snaps and length on the outside, and he helped in certain matchups, especially against bigger receivers and in the end zone. But the problem with him really shows up against quick route runners, double
Yep.
moves, and deep
I'm
shots.
in raw.
The quarterbacks, like they do not avoid him, they target him. And my take is that I don't think he's a huge problem, but I don't think he can be plan A.
Yeah, he's
So
not he's
Mhm.
not a cornerback one by any
for
No.
stretch of the
sure not.
imagination.
So I think if we were to do best case scenario, the Bears wouldn't need to move on, but they would need to move him down the depth chart because right now he's playing one row too high.
Hmm.
So I'd say again, best case scenario, if the Bears can agree on a good deal, I'd say keep him. But I definitely do not think they should be paying 16 million for him.
No. The,
No
the
way.
fact that he wants 16 and a half is crazy. I'm willing to give him 10. If
Yeah,
he
I'd
wants to
give him
be,
10.
I'd give him 1 year 10. I wouldn't even
Because
give him two
what are we
years
giving
10.
Komet?
We're giving command like 8.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. Like
Yeah, we just
don't
we just
even
can't give him
show.
16 and a half, man.
You have one
Do you
good
The
think?
only
year.
way,
Like
go ahead, Ronan.
it's just like you have one good
Well,
year and you're
go.
gonna ask for like that's like
16
wide
and a
receiver
half.
two money. Like,
Yeah, it is,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
like that's fucking ridiculous. I don't know who his agent is, but he should take him out back and shoot him in the
Hmm.
back of the head because that is
Oh,
genuinely
Okay.
like
okay.
that's ridiculous. I don't know who he thinks
Uh-huh.
he is, but like that's nuts. And that's what got the Cowboys in that hole like a
Yep.
long
Trayvon and
time
Yeah.
ago with
Ron.
Trayvon Diggs or
And
he
DeRon
had one
Bland.
good year. And that whole ball hawking thing, that's one thing that
Mhm.
pisses me off because people act like this guy is the best corner in the league because he's getting all these picks. They use these like Madden ass stats to kind of evaluate, is that like to put
Yeah.
value to a
Evaluate.
player when it's like Jalen Johnson had like no picks, but it was because nobody was targeting him. The fact
Yep.
that
Hmm.
he is getting targeted consistently is showing that there's something on film that is telling these quarterbacks and these offensive coordinators that this guy should be targeted because it's like, I don't know, I'd say you have a 20% chance that'll pick it off, and then you have a 50% chance that they'll complete it, and then about, I don't know, like a 30% chance that it's broken up. So it's like,
Mm.
that's kind of how it was with Nashon. And then you see like kind of like with I guess a precedent would be Trayvon Diggs. Again, who I've said, like who else? There's got
Deron
to be
Bland,
another. Duron Bland, yeah, Cowboys players.
another
God, they're
cowboy.
they're
Yeah, the
just
Cowboy.
stupid,
They
dude.
love the ball hawks, man.
Well, it's just like
Do you
people
guys
use those
think?
Madden stats, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
what like you
Okay.
can't value a player off of that.
Do you guys think a team is actually willing to pay that much for him?
Yes. Easily. There's teams that always overpay every year. Like
No,
the
yeah.
Jags
I could see
overpaid
him
for
getting
Christian Kirk.
12. I could see him getting a 12 mil, not 12, like a 12 mil, like 3-year deal with, I don't know, like the Bengals.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
You know
yeah.
what I could really see him getting overpaid at in Jacksonville?
Mm,
The
yeah.
Jaguars.
Jacksonville always overpays people. Always. Christian Kirk's
Mm.
one of them. They
Christian Kirk.
overpay their receivers all the time. Calvin Ridley, when he was there, got massively overpaid. I mean, they need cornerback help outside of Greg Newsome, who they traded for midseason. Outside of
Mhm.
him, they don't really have anybody else. So I could really see them, dropping like 14, 15 mil on like a 3-year deal for Nashon Wright yearly
I
just because they
really,
want somebody.
I don't see anybody paying him that 16. It's like in Pawn
Yeah,
Stars
that's what I'm saying.
when like those morons come in and they'll have
I
like
miss
one
that
little gold
show. Oh my
coin
gosh.
and they'll be like, I want fucking $500,000 for
Yeah.
this, and they'll work them down to like 50K. So it's probably going to be something like that where
Mm.
that's just his asking price, and then they're going to whittle him down. I could see him being within the 10 to 13 million dollar range at most. He's not getting 16. I don't know who he thinks he is, but like, dude, come on. And that whole Pro Bowl thing, bringing him there, I look, it's not going to help. But I
Mm,
would love to see some dumb team overpay him and then look like fools when they see exactly what we see on tape when he's not making those big plays. So it's like, hey, if they want to be idiots, cool. But he works in our system. I'd love to have him back on a 10, $11 million a year deal once he tests the market and finds out that nobody wants a ball hawk that gives up consistent yards because they're chasing after the ball and not going to make a play. Cool, come back. We'll have you
yeah.
back, but we'll have you back at our price, not at your price.
Yeah, he's gonna come back for a bargain because realistically, when we get all our guys back healthy, I don't know what his role is gonna be. When Jalen gets a full off season of healthy and not being rushed back, he's our clear and obvious number one.
Mm.
Kyler's our clear and obvious slot. Our two's
If
Tyreek.
he
He
can
plays
stay
phenomenal
healthy.
if he can stay healthy, of course.
Yeah.
Tyreek played phenomenal when he was able to play that role. You get
I
Terrell
think
Smith back
I think we take a corner in the th Ooh, wait, no, but we have Terrell. That is
and Saw
true.
Frazier.
And soft Frazier. Yeah, no, but then we don't take a corner.
We don't take a corner. That's what I'm saying. Zoff Frazier and Tyreek and Terrell Smith are
Yeah,
all
I
here.
we're just gonna let him walk at
We
that
don't
point.
need him.
Like,
People are literally saying that Zoff Frazier could be a better version of Nashon Wright. 6'4", lengthy.
stomach pain.
It's just that, he fits the exact Nashon Wright build, except he's better in coverage. So why would we
Hmm.
bring up Nashon Wright if Zoff Frazier's
Well,
here? Younger,
here's the thing.
cheaper.
He was
Yeah.
better in coverage at UTSA.
Fair
That's
enough.
that's the
That's
thing.
fair.
Like you have to look at who they're competing against and be like, okay, who did Zob Frazier play at UTSA? Like Buffalo, who probably
Yeah.
played like,
Some action.
the Maction. Like, come on. I think with the exception of Maxx Crosby, like unless those guys are going in the first round, those third round guys, like, of course they're going to produce. Those guys are probably like second or third stringers on like Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. Like even then, like maybe they don't even make the depth chart because you just have to like I wish that we would have like a constant carousel of like players going from like, UTSA to there, but they'll stay there because it boosts their numbers and they get a higher draft pick and that's how it
I mean,
works.
it's understandable. I just say that because he has the good measurables. I do think you got to play him more just to see what he has because I'm not paying Nation that way. The only thing I would do is I would give him a solid contract and then have him play safety if we're really stacked that corner. If we let one of the safeties goes, he could be a good ball hawk and safety. That would be the only other role I could see him flourish in. But it's a tough place to be in, you know. And I'm
Yeah,
sure you agree, Fatima, why we would pay him that much money. It just doesn't make sense for us.
it doesn't, especially when there's people that are better in coverage.
And other guys we bring they're younger and cheaper, by the way,
Hmm.
on the rookie deals that we drafted. It just doesn't make
Mm.
sense anymore. Just way too much of a price point that we'll settle on, right?
All right. Well, what's next on the
Uh,
agenda here?
that is it. The
That's
agenda
it?
is short. Yes, just
Restructuring contracts. I mean,
well, we kind
I
of
we
discussed that on Friday.
yeah, I
yeah,
feel
we talked
okay.
about
I was
that.
Yeah,
not there.
we kind of went. Yeah, nothing new with you.
But I feel
We
like
kind of
either way, I feel like we kind of repeat it like the whole entire, like every single like breakdown that we do, we kind of repeat like who we think should stay, who we think we should
it
restructure. I
changes
feel like
every
it's pretty
week.
obvious.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
because
it is
for me, I keep it.
it changes
well,
every week though.
it's
Mm,
because it's the off season where we're gonna have
yeah,
nothing to talk about. So we're just
Right.
yeah.
gonna have to bullshit and talk about MEPS where I'm getting my butt looked at because
Yeah,
Gustavo
dude.
finds that
Mhm.
fucking
I love it
hilarious.
so much, bro. Well, even then, we
Mhm.
still have situations where, yes, we do kind of go back at it and like, yeah, we want to resign them, but there's times where we don't. Like we talked about Brisker, we
Mhm.
want them, but we're like for a certain price tag, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we're
It changes every
considering the
week.
price.
I would
Yeah.
take Brisker over Nashon any day,
Oh,
and I think
absolutely.
that's
I
what the
would
Yeah.
Bears
too.
will do.
I would
Replacing
too.
the safety is going to be a lot harder. Like
Yeah.
I
No,
would keep
Mm.
CJ Gardner Johnson. I would keep
over him.
Brisker, and
Mhm.
I would keep
Fired.
Byron.
It just is as simple as that. We want to keep them, but we go back every week because there's different reports
Mhm.
every week of different price tags. So you kind of
Yeah.
have to go every week and give a new eval. Be like, yes, we want him back, but now he said he wants this. Now he wants this. You kind of got to jump back and forth and
Mhm.
see what information and details are being given. So
I
it's an
think it's
odd
all.
situation to be in.
I need a haircut.
It's tough out here, but do tune in on Friday. We are
Mhm.
live on X every week. Fatima, I'll put the post out.
Wait, is Henry
Yeah.
We
going to be there this week?
Hmm?
uh, oh, Henry
Isn't
would not be here actually. Yes.
Oof.
Mm.
We will not
I,
be live that day. We can low key figure something out, put it live on one of our
mhm.
phones or whatnot. We are typically
Mhm.
live every single Friday. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, everything possible. We are IBS finalists. We were talking about pre-show, so we just want to give a massive shout out to everybody, and then we will get Nick Rhodey on soon.
Mhm.
So we're getting all that
Look
in.
at
But
this.
that wraps up
Zen
season
God.
3, episode 9. We'll catch you guys on Friday.
Sweet.